Welcome back, everyone, to Building a Town. We are on episode 13. Today I want to get the rest of these logs loaded up and hauled to the mill. If I get time, I want to start working on the road again. I want to try to at least get it halfway done up to where the other landing will be. I'm not sure if I will get time to get to all of that or not, but I'm going to try. I've already got the Freightliner warming up, as well as the John Deere 437D log loader. So I'm going to jump in the log loader here and start loading up these logs. If I struggle with this log loader, because I'm not the greatest at using it, I will switch over to the fixed head, the fixed head Tiger Cat tracked log loader. But we're gonna give this one a shot. So about where I'm from, most of what I see being used for loading logs is this particular type of log loader. And how I see a lot of people loading the logs with this particular type of log loader is, let me see if I can demonstrate. And I've tried and I've practiced on getting it perfected. But usually they will grab around the butt end of the log or logs. I can already tell. Look at it. Look at that. Look at the... See, that's not even... Okay, whatever. And they will swing it around to the back end of the trailer, getting it somewhat... And then they drag the logs all the way up the trailer. But as you can see, the physics are not on my side. I'm pretty sure in real life this would definitely be, not saying easy, but... Alright. Like I said, if I struggle with this, we're not going to waste time. We're going to switch to the Tiger Cat. So I think drop them right there. So that's more or less how I see logs being loaded. A lot more smooth than that, but I'm sure somewhere in the state I live in they use the fixed head track loaders as well, but the majority of what I see is these trailer dangle head log loaders, and they drag them right around to the back side of the trailer and scoot them on up. So we're gonna go ahead and try to get all this done with this loader. You may see me switch to the other one if I struggle. So let's go ahead and get this done, shall we? Alright, so I did decide to switch over to the fixed head track loader. I also need to correct my mistake from the beginning of the episode. I called this a tiger cat. It is in fact not a tiger cat. It is a cat, but not a tiger cat. It's a Caterpillar 325D FM. Not sure what all the numbers and letters mean, but yeah, it's not a tiger cat. It's a Caterpillar. So I stand corrected on that. I switched the head on this as well. It's got these little stabilizers. So we're going to try a different technique in loading. The other way was sort of working. You could see there were still some struggles. The concept of the way I was loading is how I see things a lot of times being loaded where I live. But I don't see them struggling like that in real life. I know it's a combination of inexperience / the physics of the game are not the way they are in real life. So logs bouncing around and flying across the map is not what I see in real life. So it's a combination of inexperience and the physics. So I like loading that way, and I like using that loader over there, but it's just not easy. I mean, I'm sure people have perfected loading that way, but I have not quite done that yet. So we're going to switch to a different method here. So this is another method that I've seen being done. See if I can do it here. It's hard to judge loading it this way how close I am to the cab of the truck. Also, I mean, I'm not a professional log loader by any means, but I do know if you're loading beside, let me show you here real quick. Oops. That's definitely a do not. I'm not going to worry about chipping all these little scrap pieces of wood up right now. My main thing is to get the big logs loaded and hauled out of here, get the road done, or halfway done, finish cleaning up the logs on the other end of the road where we'll be moving the landing to, and then, well, I can't get the road completely done, but because I'm going to have scrap wood up on that other landing, so I will have to clean up all the scraplings, chip them up before the road is completed. But I'm not going to worry about that until a little later, I guess. Get this stuff moved out of my way. Definitely a lot easier grapple head to use than the one I was just using. I can move freely around with the track loader. I'm not going to say those other loaders are going to become a thing of the past, but I'm sure eventually they will not be as common as they once were. Just wanted to give you all a quick example. So if you're loading a trailer, whether it be in real life, I'm sure you'll already know this, but just to keep things realistic in game, I got a pile of wood over here. I'm grabbing the wood, picking it up. I'm not going to swing, obviously, over this way. Whoops. Because of the cab, the safety factor. I'm sure most drivers leave the truck. Some may not leave the truck. I don't know if it's a company policy that they have to for those that do leave it. It's an OSHA thing. I don't know. I think sometimes they do stay on the truck. So for safety reasons, you would grab the load of logs, pick them up, and swing them this way, away from the cab. And then back away from the cab this way. So always keeping everything away from the cab of the truck. And while I'm right here, I might as well fix that log that's just pierced the cab of the truck. Try to neaten this up somewhat. The way I'm loading, like I said, is hard to judge how close I am to the cab from back there. Can't see. Trying to get that log pulled up. Alright, let's head back to the back end of the trailer and start getting this loaded. Hopefully I'll be able to load this in a more timely, whoops, running into the trailer there. More timely manner. Definitely a lot easier to load with this than the other one. But I've moved the truck backwards too far. You need it right about there-ish. That looks good. All right, let's get this loaded, shall we? All right, what a struggle loading logs once again. But as to no surprise to myself, that's just the way it goes with me. When I try to do logging in this game, it does not cooperate with me, and it fights me every step of the way. It's just, when I'm not recording, I usually am able to do logging pretty decently. And then when I hit the record button, like I said, I think it was in the last episode, everything falls apart, nothing cooperates, logs go everywhere. It really gets frustrating. So I was showing you earlier the proper way to load a trailer as far as loading away from the cab of the truck. As you noticed probably at the end of this, towards the end of this episode, or towards, well, we're at the end of the episode, so towards the end of me loading the logs, I was kind of getting careless with the way I was loading. I was loading improperly, unsafely. I was just getting frustrated. And I was just wanting to get the logs loaded and hauled out of here because nothing was cooperating. So I went against what I said about how you should load and not load, and did it the wrong way just so I could get it done because nothing was working like I wanted it to. We're going to hop in this Dodge Ram. And we're going to take a little drive up the road here. So I just ran the dozer over it a few times. Also, I don't usually, for this particular series, I'm not going to do, like, use the material to lay down, gravel and stuff. I've always found that that's another weakness of mine with this game, that using the material to do construction, like laying road and driveways, you can do it, but it's time consuming for me, and it never comes out the way I want it to. So I just use like the paint feature on Terra Farm and the smooth feature a lot to do the construction that I need to do. So really the material that is created, I don't really reuse it. Maybe in another series I'll try to actually implement using the material so it's more realistic, but for this series I'm just going to use basically the smooth Terraform smoothing and the paint feature more or less. So we may run back up this road and make it gravel, I'm not sure. It's a lot wider than I was really thinking it needed to be originally, but I'll probably use the edit tool with the paint feature in the edit tool and clean up the sides, make it grass again. All in all, though, this part of the road looks pretty decent. Got some dirt that I'm going to have to clean up. So I would say we're halfway, probably over halfway to our destination, which is the homestead. So the next episode, I want to gather all the scrap wood that's down over the hill where we just cleaned up all the wood, get them piled up, and then come up here, clean up all this dirt, pile it somewhere out of the way, and then I am going to start cleaning all of this wood up. So we got some scrap wood, stragglers kind of randomly not in a pile. We got a messy pile there, and a messy pile over here, and is there any more down this way? No, that's it. So yeah, we actually, I don't know why I'm saying we're halfway down the road. I mean, we are over halfway down the road at this point, because the homestead's right there. So we need to clean up this wood. It won't take too long. I should be able to get all this wood cleaned up, hauled out of here, dirt moved, the scrap wood down over the hill picked up. I'll probably have time to chip the small pieces of wood and get those out of here as well. I'll have to lease a chipper. So looking down the road, we want to get the homestead at some point. I don't know if that will be one of the next projects once we get this road done or not. The homestead needs to be established, so it probably will be. I want to get like a field over here for farming some stuff. I want to get a bigger house, make the driveway bigger. So there's going to be some tree clearing I'll have to do up around the homestead. And many, many more projects to come. I'm going to skip on down to here. I want to get this all bulldozed. This is going to be a plot of land that will be for businesses and whatnot. The only thing that I will be keeping as far as for myself and my homestead, obviously, is this little section that connects to my private shortcut road that we're making that goes up through there. I mean, I think it's looking pretty good. I mean, it's definitely a better direction than over here. Climbing up that steep hill would have been a nightmare. So everything that you see that's dirt, like from here to the road ahead of me, will be mine. About to from here to here. I'm going to have it all fenced in, kind of private property, and everything else that you see that's white will be and back here as well will be for businesses. Lots and lots of projects. It's taking forever even to get this road done. So this episode has gone on probably way longer than I wanted it to, but I really wanted to get those logs cleaned up. So stay tuned for the next episode so you can see more stuff get done. Watch me struggle as I load logs and struggle my way through another episode, but it is what it is. The game likes to fight me when I'm recording. Things malfunction, and you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that has these issues. So that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, join the Discord. The Facebook groups should be in the description. So yeah, once again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Later.